Every 8 minutes, a senior in this country is rushed to the emergency room for a blood sugar crash. By the time this video ends, at least 3 of them will have been taking something they found on their own, something they thought was natural, therefore safe. I am Dr. Michael DeBakey. After 80 years in practice, I have sat across from patients who were doing everything right, eating well, staying active, taking what their neighbors swore by, and they still ended up worse off than before they started. It starts quietly. Energy that used to come back doesn't. Digestion feels off in ways that are hard to name. Sleep becomes lighter, and the numbers on the glucose monitor don't move the way they were supposed to. Everyone calls it aging. It isn't always. Here's what the newer research is showing. One widely trusted natural supplement can disrupt the very system it claims to support. And in people over 60, the consequences can be severe.
Fast and completely misread as something else.
Today I'm walking you through the 3 reasons why taking Berberine after 60 to lower blood sugar may be doing more harm than good. Counting down from the one most people overlook to the one I consider the most dangerous of all. Watch closely for reason 1. It involves something happening inside your body every time you take a dose, something no one warned you about, and for adults over 60, it may be the last thing you'd expect from a supplement. Before we start, tell me in the comments, how old are you, and are you currently taking Berberine or any supplement for blood sugar? I read every one. And now, let's start with number 3. What I cover in number 3 is Berberine can lower blood sugar unpredictably. One tiny capsule can turn your blood sugar into a guessing game. That is the part nobody wants to put on the shiny supplement label. Berberine is praised everywhere. People call it natural. They call it powerful.
They call it a blood sugar hack.
And yes, Berberine may lower blood sugar. But the real question is not, can it work? The real question is, can you trust it to work the same way every single time? And that is where the problem begins. Because blood sugar control is not like trying a new skincare product. You do not just test it casually and say, let's see what happens. For some people, stable blood sugar is serious. It affects energy, focus, mood, hunger, sleep, and in certain cases, safety. Now compare Berberine with Metformin. Metformin is a regulated prescription medicine. Its dose is measured. Its quality is checked. Its performance is expected to be consistent. But Berberine? Berberine is a supplement, and supplements can be messy. One bottle might be strong. Another bottle might be weak. One batch may hit hard. The next batch may barely do anything. Same label, same promise, different result. That means someone may take Berberine 1 week and feel fine, then take another batch later and suddenly their blood sugar drops more than expected. Or the opposite happens. They take it expecting control and nothing meaningful happens. That is not health optimization. That is gambling with your metabolism. And the scary part? Most people using Berberine are not being monitored properly. They are not checking every blood sugar swing. They are not testing batches. They are not comparing purity reports. They are just trusting a bottle. And trust is not enough when your body needs precision. So yes, Berberine may lower blood sugar, but unpredictable blood sugar lowering is not automatically a benefit. Sometimes it is the hidden risk, because when something affects your blood sugar, consistency is not optional. It is everything. Do understand that it is not as regulated or reliable as Metformin, and that is our number 2. This is where the natural supplement dream starts falling apart, because people hear the word natural and their brain automatically says safe. But that is lazy thinking. Natural does not mean reliable. Natural does not mean controlled. Natural does not mean the label is telling the full truth. And with Berberine, that matters a lot. Metformin is not perfect. No medication is. But when a doctor gives someone a 500 milligram metformin tablet, there is a system behind that pill. The dose is regulated. The manufacturing is monitored. The purity has standards. The tablet is supposed to contain what it says it contains. That does not make it magic. It makes it measurable. And when you are dealing with blood sugar, measurable matters. Now look at Berberine. Berberine is usually sold as a supplement. That means it does not go through the same strict approval process as a prescription drug. And here is the uncomfortable truth. A supplement company can make a product, put a number on the label, market it aggressively, and still not have the same level of oversight that a real medication has. Maybe one batch is tested. Fine. But what about the next batch? And the one after that? And the one after that? Is every capsule checked with the same seriousness? Usually, no. That is the part influencers skip. They show the benefits, they talk about weight loss, blood sugar, longevity, anti-aging, fatty liver, inflammation. But they rarely ask the boring question that actually matters. Is this product consistently what it claims to be? Because if the strength varies, the effect varies. If the purity varies, the risk varies. And if the batch quality varies, your body becomes the testing ground. That is not a smart health strategy. That is a blind bet dressed up as wellness. Metformin has medical supervision behind it. Berberine often has marketing behind it, and those are not the same thing. So before someone says Berberine works like Metformin, they need to be honest. Maybe it has similar effects, but similar does not mean equally reliable. And when blood sugar is involved, unreliable is a serious red flag. Also, it may lower blood sugar by partially inhibiting mitochondria. And that's our number 3. Your cells have tiny power plants, and Berberine may be pulling down the lights. That sounds dramatic, but this is the part of the Berberine story that deserves more attention. Because lowering blood sugar is not automatically good if the method comes with a trade-off. Inside your cells, there are mitochondria. These are often called the powerhouses of the cell, not because it sounds cool, but because they help turn fuel into energy. They are involved in how your body runs, repairs, moves, thinks, and survives. Now here's where things get interesting. Berberine may lower blood sugar partly by affecting something called mitochondrial complex 1. In simple words, it may partially slow down part of the energy production system inside your cells. And yes, that can influence blood sugar. But the bigger question is, why would someone without a serious medical need want to interfere with their cellular energy system? That is the issue. If someone has diabetes or a real medical condition, the risk versus benefit conversation is different. That belongs with a qualified doctor. But for healthy people taking Berberine just because they saw it in a viral video, that is where the logic gets weak. Because they are not treating a disease, they are chasing a hack. A lower number on a glucose monitor may look impressive, but your body is not just a dashboard. You are not only your blood sugar reading. Your cells need energy. Your muscles need energy. Your brain needs energy. Your metabolism needs energy. So if the path to lower blood sugar involves partially blocking mitochondrial activity, that deserves caution. Not panic, caution. Because there are other ways to improve blood sugar without immediately reaching for a capsule that may affect cellular energy. Food quality matters. Muscle mass matters. Walking after meals matters. Sleep matters. Stress matters. Those are not flashy. They do not go viral as easily, but they are real. Berberine may have effects, but effects are not the same as wisdom, because sometimes the question is not, does it lower blood sugar? Sometimes the better question is, what is the cost of forcing that number down?